Welcome back to Natural Gas World's weekly overview of the news in the global gas industry with me, Joseph Murphy. BP aims to build the UK's largest hydrogen plant by 2030 to help decarbonise industry in the Teesside region of northern England, one of the country's biggest industrial clusters. The proposed H2 Teesside project would account for 20% of the UK's target for 2030 hydrogen production capacity. The project will be developed in tandem with Net Zero Teesside, a decarbonisation project led by BP, Eni, Equinor, Shell and Total, which earlier this week secured government funding. H2 Teesside will also capture and store 2 million tonnes per year of CO2 in geological structures under the North Sea seabed. Moving to Asia, Chinese gas distributor ENN has announced the launch of China's first new-build LNG bunkering vessel to serve ships passing through the waters of East China. The bunkering vessel was transferred to water on March 2nd and will be delivered within a year. It will serve domestic and international ships up to very large sizes, ENN told Natural Gas World this week. The vessel's construction is one of a number of pilot projects supported by the Ministry of Transport of China in the field of maritime LNG use. LNG bunkering is on the rise in the Asia-Pacific region, spurred on by tougher standards for shipping emissions introduced by the International Maritime Organization and local authorities. LNG bunkering vessels are operating in South Korea, Singapore, Japan and Malaysia, with different ports and bunkering firms competing for business. Over in Russia, pre-front-end engineering and design work is nearing completion on a proposed LNG project in the Far East region of Yakutia. Its developer Yatek reported at the LNG Congress Russia in Moscow this week. Yakutskalanji LNG has been touted as the means of commercializing the vast but underutilized gas resources of the Russian Far East. Limited local demand and a lack of gas infrastructure has stifled development. The region's only export route for gas is the Power of Siberia, which is exclusively used by state-owned Gazprom. Yatek, which was bought by Russian investment group A Property in 2019, is a small-sized operator by Russian standards, currently producing only around 1.7 billion cubic meters per year of gas, but it has big ambitions. The proposed LNG facility will initially consist of 2 trains with a combined output of 8.7 million tonnes per year. At a later stage, 2 larger trains will be added, raising production to 17.7 million tonnes per year. The catch is that Yatek's gas fields are in the east of the Yakutia region, far from the coast. The project will therefore require the construction of a 1,300-kilometer pipeline. US-based New Fortress Energy said this week it had taken a final investment decision on a mobile LNG liquefaction facility that could be in service within 20 months. The company said it had issued a limited notice to proceed with its so-called fast LNG liquefaction facility to services firms Fluor, Chart Industries and Baker Hughes for the construction of a liquefaction facility with a design capacity of 1.4 million tonnes per year. Lastly, France's Total has said it will partly tie executive bonuses to the company's progress in reducing scope-free emissions from the use of its products by customers in Europe. Starting this year, the group's success in reducing these indirect emissions will serve as a key criterion for allocating performance shares to its chairman, CEO, and other senior executives. Furthermore, existing criteria relating to Total's achievements in its transformation strategy will play a greater role in calculating these bonuses. Total has set out to reduce its scope-free emissions in Europe by 30% by 2030 and bring them down to net zero by 2050, along with its scope 1 and 2 emissions. Worldwide, its targets are less ambitious, with only a 60% cut envisaged for scope 1, 2 and 3 emissions by 2050. This has been Natural Gas World's weekly overview of the news in the global gas industry with me, Joseph Murphy. Thank you and see you next week.